it's unfortunate that you vote for a government thinking that they will come and help you, but then you still have to, you know, put your trust and hopes on nature to have its course with you. It's unfortunate because we all know flooding is not new to us. It's something that has been with us for a very long time. And if you are monitoring closely politically, you see that even in opposition, when they were in opposition, I mean the NDC, they campaigned heavily on this, and they were able to secure a lot of political goodwill, a lot of political capital, and they have today become, you know, winners of the elections. And so they had quite a lot to say when they were in opposition. I can tell you vividly and clearly that the sitting president had so much to say. If you go through his Facebook wall, you see that he had a lot to say. He actually even had solutions to the issues. And, you know, when I first heard that they have formed a task force to combat flooding in the capital, I was happy. I was thinking that something good will come out of it. But then, unfortunately, nothing has come out of it. I think the president, in one of his write-ups, clearly told us that the way out is by, you know, he said, I will find engineering solutions to persistent flooding issues. So this is not new to the president. He knows that today, as we are speaking, a lot of people will not have places to sleep. But the question is, where is the empathy?
Empathy?
Yeah, from people that should be concerned about the livelihoods of people, of Ghanaians. I'm saying this because the chairman of the flood, the anti-flood committee that was set by the president, who happens to be his deputy chief of staff, Mr. Stan Dogbe. I think yesterday he and Mr. Omane Boamah, who also happens to be a minister for defense, they were on social media, you know, talking about football. When people didn't have places to sleep, people were virtually trying to get to their homes after going out to probably go to church, to go to the marketplaces. And you have these sensitive people who play sensitive positions in this administration talking about football on their social media handle. And I just checked on their handles to see if they have at least issued a statement to empathize with the people and to tell them that these are the plans we have for you. I have seen none on their social media handles. And you ask yourself, are these the people we decided to elect to become the leaders of Ghana? Are these the people? We saw the charade. We saw them in in an aircraft claiming they were doing visibility studies or whatever they were doing, using taxpayers' money to do all these things. And when people are in need, you are on social media talking about football. It is sad. It is very sad and shameful to have people we call our leaders engage in such. As I'm speaking to you today, I could not take a car from my area to this place because the road was bad. I have to resort to Okada to come to this place. We were virtually cut off because there are big, what do you call them, potholes on the way. And all these potholes have been filled by water. So you don't even know how you are going to maneuver and come. It is sad.
So we don't have hopes.
And you see, my sister has today decided to become an engineer and to tell us that this is what they are supposed to do. We know already. We know what we are supposed to do. Don't become a by-force engineer. Me, I won't do that. Because that is not my field.
You mean Shamima?
Yes.
How do you
she was talking about...
I did geography, if you care to know.
But you should have...
So everything I spoke about, I know.
I'm not saying that...
I did geography. So please, don't discount people's...
Being an engineer. I'm not talking about...
I understand spatial use. I know what urbanization does.
But still, it doesn't make... Because your president, our president...
You don't know. I know what I'm talking about. Sorry if you don't know what you are talking about.
No, I know exactly what I'm talking about. talking
So
about the
talk
fact
about what
that
you know and let me talk
your
about what I know.
president has been able to identify
Such disrespect.
that they need
Such
engineering
disrespect.
solutions.
If
I
he's
never
not your
said-
president,
and I
feel
said
free
you are not
and
an,
exit.
an engineer.
So
I
she
never
free
said
and
you
leave
didn't do
this country
if he's
not your
geography.
president.
No.
I never said you didn't do geography. I only said engineer.
Hold on.
And which you are not. Clearly you are not. So,
So you think
But
that
I
the
will never-
flood
hold on,
situation
hold
is
on.
an engineering problem?
Of course.
You think it is an only...
It is not only. And you see, you even
Shamima,
went
understand
ahead.
that
And you see, Shamima this morning went ahead
hold on.
to gaslight Ghanaians.
Tabitha, so
Try and
that,
be
yes, so
authentic
that
a
we do
little
not,
bit.
so that we do not
Try and be authentic.
disrespect or underestimate
I never
people's depth
disrespected
of
her.
knowledge.
I never.
I mean,
Don't
there are some
come and say what
information,
you don't
even
know.
if you're not an
I did
engineer.
international
What if,
development
what
if
if she
you
was
care to
even...
Annie,
I sitting here.
Everything
Hold
I
on,
spoke
said-
about, I
Hold
know.
on, hold
Okay,
on.
you
If I
finish.
decide that I'm coming to talk about flooding, I have been able...
Eight good
I
years.
have actually contacted an engineer who has briefed me.
The Odo drainage money was
So-
sitting in the
and
minister's
there are
home.
some,
8 good years.
Hold on. And there are some information that just basic knowledge can allow you to express your view. I mean, speculation is not something that you
it's
need
okay,
an
it's
engineer
okay,
to
it's
teach you. Do you understand?
I'm
So
sorry
I
she
think
does
that
not
let's
understand.
just leave that and
I'm
then make
sorry
it
she doesn't
point.
understand
So
that the
you see,
drainage problem
my
is not
point
only
is,
an engineering
and probably she
problem.
didn't hear me well, so I will take it.
You don't
again.
even hear yourself
I
well.
said,
How can
please
somebody hear
don't
you
tell
well?
me what you don't
You
know.
don't
You
hear
can't tell me
yourself
what I
well.
don't know what I'm saying. Yourself, do you know what you are
Hey,
saying?
look, the person
Do
who
you
said
know
it.
exactly what you are saying?
Lance.
You know, if it is left
Hey,
with
oh.
being briefed and coming, then it means you got paid. Sorry, I'm not being paid. I'm not paid.
She didn't say that.
You
I
see,
said that.
I said, listen, I said, your president said, I will find engineering
allowing her to go on?
solutions to persistent flooding issues. I quoted
He
this,
is
right?
my president.
Yes.
He's not
I
the president
quoted
of Ghana,
this.
right?
And then I went
He says
ahead
your president.
and said, you see, I don't know, Shamima, why
He
you always
says
do
your
this.
president.
Shamima, you
Allow
are,
her.
you are,
They've not agreed
you see,
to
Shamima,
this.
you can't force. You have
Anyway.
you hold a very sensitive position
Go
in this
ahead.
government, and so
She can
please,
go ahead and disrespect
yes,
the president
yes,
of Ghana.
Yes, allow her.
that I didn't
It tells
disrespect
more
him. I
about
said
her
your
than it tells
president.
about
Exactly.
the president.
He is your president, isn't he? He is my president. He is our president. If I say your president, it doesn't mean I disrespect him. Is he not your president? Is he not my president? I can equally say my president. Yeah. So if I said that the president said, I will find engineering solutions, and I tell you that, see, the president has been able to identify that they need engineering solutions to tackle the issue. But unfortunately, you are not one. I'm not wrong if I said so.
She's not one of what?
You are not an engineer. I never said you don't have some knowledge in flooding.
What's your
I
point
never
about
said
this
so.
expertise
Now,
of engineering?
See, what I'm trying to say is this. Don't come and sit here and gaslight Ghanaians, trying to tell them
Be
that
authentic.
the theory of solving this issue is by doing that, and even going ahead to tell them that they are not logical. You see, it is wrong to have said that to the people of Ghana.
I said
They
what?
voted you to come and solve their problems.
Let's know what
Let me tell
what
you,
did she
said
say
something. She said that, you see, logically, people shouldn't build on, waterways. Okay? That is what you said. And you see, it is wrong to tell the people that. Because the people voted you to become leaders so that you will solve their problems. That is what a leader does. A leader doesn't only go ahead to point out, what they call them, problems. Because you already know the problems. You are not new to the issue that people are building on waterways. So why should you tell people that it is illogical on their side to have built on
Do you know
waterways?
that? Do you know that?
If it is that you are supposed
do you know
to
that
evict them,
in
evict
policy?
them.
Do you know that in policy implementation, public education and sensitization is part of the process?
Sure.
Are you aware?
I think
No,
we
she
have
does
done
not
that
know.
already.
Pardon?
I think we have done that already.
You
People
think
are aware.
Who did
you
that
think
already?
behavioral
I think we
change
have-
is cured with
I think we have done that already.
Who did that?
with inconsistent
When you say we-
That's
education.
why I said, flooding didn't start today. It started
Indeed, it
a
didn't.
long
8 years.
time ago.
Tell
Okay?
us your scorecard in 8 years.
And you see, your scorecard, this will send me back to 2015 when Mr. President, the then president, okay, John Dramani Mahama said he has already released funds to build drainage. Where are those drainage? So don't tell me that our people. What about your man? Let me quote him. And I normally would like to quote so that I'm not quoted out of context. He said, the president said it, that he has already released monies meant for building drainages. I have instructed the finance minister to release funds immediately for the construction of storm drains in Accra to prevent flooding next year. This was said by your president and our president in 2015. So please don't send me
2014.
Yeah, 2014 he said it.
So
and 2015
so he said that he has directed.
He has directed.
Were
so where is
were
that
the
money?
funds released?
Yeah, that's the question we should be asking
There
her.
were
We
projects
should be
were
asking
done.
her.
She's engaged in
Okay,
a
so you
lot
want
of
to know what the
misinformation this
drainages
month.
are?
Oh, so for the
Pardon?
8 years, they did not ask.
Oh, no.
For the 8
No,
years that
you
His
are
Excellency
telling
was
you,
in
she
Ghana
wanted
here.
to put
They
it
didn't
about
have a
ourselves.
question.
And I'm
They didn't
telling
ask
her
him that question.
She should pinpoint
Anyway,
to
let her
us
finish.
what they did with those monies the president instructed the finance minister to release. At least we can say that we were dredging the order.
Hey.
Yes, we dredged order. We've created.
Do you know that in the Odo drip project, there's a part that captures continuous dredging?
Yes, so we did some.
In fact, I wish I could
We
read
did
it.
some.
Let me just
But you see,
refer to the document.
You see, Annie, that's why I'm saying that you cannot come at me when your president has already instructed that money should be released for storm drains to be built. Where are those storm drains? Let's talk about that today. Don't talk to me about what we did when you haven't even finished accounting for what you did.
Okay, so potential project impact. It says that in reference to the ongoing assignments on dredging of the Odo, environmental and social impacts. I don't know if this is where I read it from. I think it's the next one. So, to deferred and routine maintenance dredging is defined as get da 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 da. So the project requires that there's a continuous dredging. That is what they define as routine. Did we do that within the 8 years period or 4 years period, or how many years since the dredging
That's
project
why I'm
started?
saying that. You see, we are not talking about MPP today because MPP is not in power. It's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
So we can't review what it did.
We can review. That is what I'm
We
saying.
can't
That
review
even
what
we
he did.
can review, but let's also review what the then president, when he was president in 2014, what he said.
See the
was
logic.
he able to do it?
See the
And
logic.
if he knows exactly what to do, you know, he knows exactly what to do. Is he doing it? The question we should be asking the presidency today is that, what are they doing?
Okay.
Because they know the problem. What are they doing?
Okay.